puts Kentucky back on the field, and then Ray Davis, all day Ray. Man, oh man, is Davis doing it up.
This is Tootin taking it to his left, got a seam. Facial Tootin on the move, got some alleys out there. Beef, touchdown!
Back shoulder throw, he's got it. It's Tez Johnson. Colin Johnson, touchdown!
Is their defense. Little hole there to the right side, first down and then some. Jeremiah Love, touchdown Notre Dame. It's Williams in motion, low snap, Melrose stopped. Michigan makes a stand and comes up with a milestone playoff victory.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Weeks Ago podcast. We're finally back, getting closer and closer to college football, and we finally got Phil. Phil is here for the first time in a little bit, right, man?
It's been a minute.
So I'm your host, Connor, also known as Top Left Box. We have Ryan. We have Triple M, Maze Madman. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. Team USA just won the gold. Shout out the best nation in the world. So yeah, doing pretty well. How about you, Phil?
I'm doing great. It feels good to be a national champion. So every day I wake up with a smile on my face. It's great. Go blue.
Meanwhile, I just found out about just during this intro that our brand new washer and dryer is broken again. Or has broken. Power line. Our landlord bought a new washer and dryer because what's up? All right, I'll be right back. He's asking me to come out there for a second. You can figure it out.
I guess I'll take over co-hosted duties. So really quick, I'll giving people a rundown what we're going to be doing here today. Doing a Big Ten breakdown. We're going to go through each team, give kind of like our record predictions for their schedule, who we think could be some dark horses for the conference, who is in the conference championship game, and who takes the Big Ten trophy home, as well as later on in the show, we're going to talk about the Michigan stuff. I know Phil has some interesting opinions on the whole Connor Stallions, whatever you want to call it, Spygate scandal.
Connor Stallions is a legend.
The NCAA, and according to Michigan fans, their fake Thor hammer that they got from Walmart.
It is. Walmart is being generous. They got that from Dollar General.
It's foam and everything.
Right.
That's crazy. Really quick, let's start off with Illinois, Phil. Now, Illinois, they had a good year in 2022. 2023, they kind of fell off after they lost pretty much everybody from that team. I'm going to pull up the schedule here. All right. Connor, we're doing Illinois. I'm pulling up their schedule really quick.
Sorry about that. Yeah. There's definitely been this place that I live in now definitely had not had residents living in it for a few years probably. Because like we've had the issues with the disposal, the vent underneath the sink in the kitchen has been letting in warm air, so it smells musty and humid underneath our sink. Washer and dryer problems. The internet sucks, so it's all just a gigantic pain right now. Okay, Illinois.
Yeah.
Let's see.
By the way, like the live if you haven't already. Subscribe to Week 0 if you haven't already.
What was Illinois' record last year? I need to look.
5-7.
They were trash.
They were garbage. Yeah. Wasn't Illinois?
Interesting.
Okay, if I remember correctly, Phil, when they hosted Penn State, that game was close for a while, wasn't it?
Penn State and Illinois. Yeah, it was. I do believe. It doesn't matter though. They're going to be trash.
Dude, I wish you know what? I kind of missed I was actually looking back. That 07 Illinois team.
Yeah,
when they had Juice Williams.
Yeah.
I miss Illinois actually being good. Yeah. Like they had Nathan Shieldhouse when they upset Michigan. What was it in 09?
Why you gotta bring all this? They'll never taste the air up there again.
Phil, we got to find any way we can to take you off your.
Yeah,
your
we
high
gotta
that you've been
knock you
past
off your
10 months- the past
pedestal
5
right
months
now.
Or 7 months. You know what I mean?
There's
We gotta
no
find
knocking
anything.
me off this one. I got 20.
Now,
This is a 20-year like pedestal I'm on. Like
So
for the
you
next
could-
20 years.
so- I know, and that's what I'm going to say. Would the only thing that would take you off the high is if Ohio State won the national championship? Would that like
Well,
take
that
you
would be
really
upsetting.
off the high?
That would be upsetting, but I don't know if that would take him off his pedestal.
Yeah, then it'd just be harder to. It'd be harder to talk to them on the internet and stuff like that. Right now, I'm big dogging them. I'm
Because
rough,
it's kind of funny you mentioned. I mentioned
messing up their hair and stuff
I
on the
remember
internet
seeing
right now. It'd be harder to do that.
Hold on a minute. Hold on, Connor. I think you're lagging a little bit because it's like the delay.
I am
Killing me.
sorry.
I know you're good. Don't bring up Marshall.
Shout out to Steph too. He was giving you a shout out. He said you really stepped your background up.
Hey, don't bring up App State, right? When I talk about App State.
Ryan, you probably weren't even born when that game took place.
I was born. I was 7 years old. What you mean, Phil?
You were 7?
I was 7 when I was
player,
7.
Les.
Yeah.
God. I was in 7th grade. So what is that? 13? God, it
Right.
made me feel fucking old, Ryan. Okay, so Illinois.
Yeah.
So I don't know who their quarterback is. I don't know anything
That's
about
Luke
them.
Altmaier.
They were
Legend.
Yeah, legend.
Altmaier. That is a name that does not mean anything to me. That is a name I do not recognize.
Okay, so basically he used to be he was a 4-star recruit, originally committed to Ole Miss, didn't get to play because they got the kid from LSU and Jackson Dart, so he transferred to Illinois, and he's garbage. That's basically all you need to know.
Okay, so he's garbage.
Yes.
Therefore, I'm going to assume Illinois is going to be garbage. They're going to be like, can you go down? Let me see the full schedule. So they get Kansas at Penn State. They get Michigan. Why is Michigan? So those numbers, is that the predict?
That's the coaches poll.
AP
No, coaches poll. Coaches poll.
Coaches, okay. Because I was like, that's a little surprising seeing Michigan at 13, but I guess it makes sense with all the pieces they did lose a little bit.
Well, and Connor, coaches hate Michigan.
That can't be the coaches poll.
That's true. They honestly, their schedule isn't like that bad. Like their hardest games are Kansas, Michigan, and Oregon. They avoid they end Penn State, but they avoid USC. They avoid Ohio State.
They're going to be trash.
They're going to be trash.
Penn State. Yeah.
They play
like
Oregon.
4-8.
They play Michigan. They're going to lose. They're going to lose to Rutgers.
State. They're going to lose to Kansas.
Yeah, that Super Bowl for them is going to be Northwestern at the end of the season, which they'll probably lose.
Yeah, I personally.
So do you want me
to?
So straight
hold on
to
a minute. Hold on, Connor. Hold on. Win, loss, win, loss, loss. Win, loss, loss.
Win against Nebraska?
No, loss against Nebraska.
Okay.
Win, loss. I think they go 6-6. So that
you got them going 6-6.
I think they go 6-6.
I think they are going to go. I got them at 2-10.
Damn.
Ouch, Ryan! Look at this. Ouch.
Damn.
Yo. shout out to my guy Tom. Hey yo. Be sure to like the
for no reason.
like the live.
Why are you hating on us, dude? Why are you hating on us?
Share.
I get to hate on me. I get to hate on me because I'm a Notre Dame fan. I would just be talking stuff sometimes, but Connor didn't do nothing.
I'm just a BT. Yeah, I didn't do nothing. I'm a BT
fan. Let's get some participation though. What you guys think of this schedule? What do you think Illinois ranks? What's their final win loss? I got them at 2-10. 2-10.
2-10.
2-10.
So
they're gonna lose all of these games.
I put them at 17 out of 8.
3-10.
I put them there
3-10.
I don't think they're that bad. Hold on, Lucas has them going 4-8, so they would be bumped up. be just based off of what we think, they'd be bumped up to the 13 to 16 tier. Illinois is not that bad. They got a decent defense. Their offense is just atrocious.
Shout out to Dave too, because Michigan is number 8 in the coaches poll. I don't know where this thing got 13.
Maybe ESPN preseason top 25.
It could be. Yeah. So you guys want them in the 13 to 16 range?
Yeah.
I'm
fine with that.
Good.
So I'll go. Let's see, Iowa next. The question is Iowa going to have an offense?
I mean, what was it? Like they were 10-2 last year.
Iowa's going to go 10-2 again, bro. This schedule
is
go 10 ridiculous
with a terrible offense. I think
they're going to go 11-1.
No. Only Ryan's going to be bitching by the end of September because.
Why do you mean we're going to be undefeated by the end of September? Why would I be bitching?
You're still going to be bitching. You're still somehow going to be bitching.
No, we got a
schedule
like, this year.
Go blue. M3, I'm out. Much gratitude.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Dom.
Okay.
I'm glad that I don't have to play Texas week 2. That's just me personally, though.
Illinois is a 500 team. I don't know, Les. 3-9.
Yeah, I don't know
for Illinois.
But yeah, so Iowa, they get Illinois State. So we saw, what was it, a couple years ago when Iowa almost fucked around and lost to South Dakota State? Remember that game that ended like 7-3? Illinois State's a decent team.
My guy DK, what's up?
They lost. Didn't Iowa lose to South Dakota State back in like 2014?
No, they lost to North Dakota State. Iowa was a top 10 ranked team.
And
they lost to North Dakota State at home. That's why you don't see Big Ten teams scheduling North Dakota State. Yeah.
Big Ten's like, we don't even want North Dakota State in the Big Ten.
JJ is looking like the top 10 pick that he is. Shout out to JJ.
But yeah,
okay.
So I think Illinois State's a win. Iowa State, I think they lose to Iowa State. For whatever reason, when Iowa plays Iowa State, I think it was like Iowa State's lost once in the last.
Well, I mean, that game is known as El Assico, so it's always going to be a shit
good,
show.
Kane.
I think they lose to Iowa State. Troy is not a team you sleep on either. That's the 2-time defending Sun Belt champs. I think that could be a hard
Minnesota
game.
Could be a problem. At Minnesota, I think that might be an issue.
Yeah, that's a trap game as well.
Yeah.
I think that Iowa. I think they go about 8-4. I think 8-4 is about right for Iowa.
Here's what I'm thinking. Hear me out.
They they don't play Michigan, Oregon, USC, Penn State.
They just play Ohio
Are you
State.
kidding me?
Mac says.
That's
get out of here, Mac. No way the other state is winning. Natty.
Honestly, that is not a difficult schedule at all.
It's very easy.
Here's the problem. Hold on, Connor, you're lagging, bro. It's like we're talking over each other because of the lag. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
Here's the problem. Yo, come on. Here's the problem. They play Iowa State at Kinnick. They're gonna win that game. Like, you got to look at where these games are being played too. Like, if that was a road game, maybe I'd be willing to say that. But the Minnesota game is at Minnesota. I think that's tough. Obviously, they'll probably lose to the other state in Columbus. They get Washington in Kinnick. Even though this game is in East Lansing versus Michigan State is a dumpster fire. They're going to win that game. Northwestern at Kinnick, even though that doesn't really matter. Maryland might be a tough game, although they lost a lot. And then Nebraska at Kinnick might be a tough game. I got them going 10-2.
Who's their quarterback? Who do they still have? Is it still the
same
guy?
They got Cade McNamara.
It is still McNamara.
Right.
I don't
Michigan.
think.
Shout out to Dave. 10-2.
Me personally, I have them going 8-4 because I don't think their offense is good enough to compete with a lot of these teams. Like, I think they're going to lose to UCLA on the road. I think they lose to Maryland. Like this Iowa team, and let's not cap here. The reason they were 11 and 1 or 10-2 last year. Where did they finish?
They were like 10-2.
Yeah, you know why?
No, I don't. Maybe it wasn't even that good.
You know why? Because they had the best fucking punter in the entire in the entirety of college football.
Sure,
who was
true.
like they almost
ban a guy named Rufus.
Yeah. They, by the way, shout out Tory Taylor. That's the GOAT right there. But what is it? That they should have lost to Michigan State last year. They should have lost to Nebraska last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you could argue Nebraska's better than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA's better than they were last year. Maryland, I don't know, depending on what
you think UCLA is better than they were last year.
I think they're better.
I think they're better.
Maybe
I think they got better coaching. The players on the field though are not better.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
I think what'll keep them. What'll help,
and also Wisconsin, Connor, Wisconsin. They're going to be better.
Wisconsin should be better. Yeah.
Yeah. Northwestern's gonna. They went 8-5 last year. Beat Utah. They're not. That's not going to be an easy win. Even at Michigan State, and I think me and Phil both agree that Michigan State's going to be a bottom of the barrel Big Ten team this year.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. At East Lansing, and I think Aiden Childs is is really talented.
Let's hurry this up. We're talking.
I'm just saying. I think
Yeah.
Iowa. I think Iowa's going to be a lot worse than what people think.
Okay. So what's the record you got them at?
8-4. So that would put them. Cool. That would put them like what in the 9? No, that put them in the 5-8, right? Yeah.
That might be 5-8, but we'll see. We'll move them up and up. We'll probably move them down as we go. Yeah.
Seth, I like Nebraska to make a big step. I think Wisconsin's going to make a step too, but Nebraska has the best quarterback of the two.
Yeah.
Best prospect anyway. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Okay. I know. Just looking at Lucas's, he has Indiana as the worst team in the conference. I think he had him like 2-10, based on his looking at it.
Did he look at their schedule? Not that hard.
Maryland, Northwestern. They only get UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska, Washington.
Yeah, they're not going to win a lot of games.
I don't think that's.
I don't think so. I still don't buy it. I kind of agree.
I think 4-8
because they were 3-9 last year. I think they were the worst team in the conference last year.
Yeah, they were.
And I don't think they're going to get much. I don't think they're either going to be at where they were or worse. I'm just sliding them to 17 through 18.
Yeah, 4-8 for Indiana. I think that's. I think they're going to be the worst, but they're the worst in the Big Ten.
I agree, Antoine.
4-8.
I think Nebraska's going to be something a good team.
But yeah, so
didn't they just lose somebody? They just lost an important piece though for like this season. I forgot.
Who, Nebraska?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Indiana in that bottom tier again. All right, what are we moving on to?
Maryland.
Next? Maryland. The
September. I'm going to be so drawn in by September, Maryland. I just know it.
They have the schedule.
Look at that. Look at that September schedule. Look at it. Phil, look at that September schedule.
They should be pretty good in the month of September.
They'll be 5-0. They could be like 5-0 going.
They'll be ranked inside the top 25.
They'll be 6-0 going into that USC game at home. Legit. Or at least 5-0. But that's
who is their quarterback? So Talia is gone. I feel like he was there for 7 years. Yeah, he is. He was there for 7 years.
We picked up Sanders.
So
he's going to be good.
Who is it?
The corner, one of the people.
It's MJ Morris from NC State. MJ Morris.
He's supposed to start.
He's probably gonna be the starter, or let me see.
Well, I'd imagine MJ Morris wouldn't transfer away from NC State where he was a starter to go be a backup at Maryland. So
Yeah, let me look. I know for a fact they also got like a really highly regarded like high 3, low 4-star quarterback that VT was in on, but that might be for 2025, not for this year. But I'm not sure. Let me look. Yes, they have MJ Morris. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, Kintek, how far of a step back though? Look at that September schedule. It's almost a guaranteed 5-0. Like
that should be a guaranteed 5-0.
And what was it? Maryland finished last year, I think 7-6. So,
what do you think?
And realistically, if they were playing as well as their offense played at times, and they didn't shoot themselves in the foot, they easily could have been 8-4 or better.
But I don't think they're going to be as good on offense this year. That said, what do you think about Virginia this year? I know it's an ACC team. We already went over this, but
I think we had them like second to last or last.
No, they were the last. They were last.
It's just it's like, you know, they're not going to care. They're not trying. And football is not something that's important to them. So, yeah. But yeah, Lucas, that's
hold on. Go ahead, Connor. Finish your point.
Well, but Maryland's, up until that USC game, then they have a second.
Drink water, get money, people.
That last stretch there, at Oregon, Rutgers, Iowa, Penn State, they're going to have to hope that they can actually do well and, you know, have a bowl, you know, clinch a bowl berth by that point, because reality's going to smack them in the face with those 4 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than likely.
So Lucas has them going 5-7. He has them winning their first 5 games,
and then losing the rest.
Yeah, losing the rest. So that's literally September Maryland, and then rest of season Maryland.
I think they'll at least win 6 games. I think.
Yeah.
They'll get one of maybe Northwestern, maybe Rutgers, because for some reason Maryland owns of the 2 most recent, other than. Of the 2 of those, Maryland, Rutgers. Maryland's only lost like 1 or 2 games to Rutgers since they joined the Big Ten. So I think Maryland.
I like Rutgers this year.
Huh?
Yeah.
I like Rutgers this year, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to them. But I think at the very least 6 wins. I think 6-6 is a possibility. That back half scares me though, but I think that's puts them solidly in
I think it's very possible Maryland could split the 4 games of Northwestern, USC, Rutgers, and Iowa. I think there's a possibility that they could split those 2, like win 2 of those games. Especially with how bad USC is on defense. And it's in Maryland. I think that's a difference too. But I think we're all kind of for
them is they only have to fly across country for Oregon. They don't have to do it. They only have to do that once. They don't have to do it multiple times. So USC or USC, UCLA, or Washington.
So that's.
I think 6 wins is a possibility, maybe 7, but we'll have to see.
So that put them in that.
I like them at 7 wins.
7 wins. I put them at that 9-12. I think that's a safe spot. I think they're solidly middle of the pack of the conference right now.
All right.
Okay. Who's next?
Michigan.
Michigan. We'll save Michigan. Do you want to just do Michigan now, Phil, or do you want to save Michigan for last?
Save it. We can go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Let's do Michigan. Let's go ahead because
let's do it. Okay, let's do Michigan.
This is what the people are here for.
Yeah, that's what the people are here for.
That's all these people actually care about is Michigan.
All right. So Phil, you go. We'll let you go first, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So the defending national champions, the Michigan Wolverines, everybody's favorite team. By the way, we'll get into that in just a sec, but it's America's team. By the way, I don't know if you heard. You got the schedule up? Is this the schedule?
Yeah, it's up here, right here. Yep.
All right, cool. So out the gate, Fresno is a win. Game 2 is where we find out who Michigan is going to be, if I'm being honest. I tend to like them against Texas. I'm a little biased, but
just a little bit.
right. I think we win that game, and it sets us up pretty nicely for the rest of the season. I like Michigan. And shout out to my guy Antoine on this too, because we like Michigan versus Oregon because up front we think Oregon's too small. And if Michigan can run the ball on Oregon, which I think they will be able to, it'll be a problem for Oregon. Which leads me to the end of that schedule with the other state. And this one is in Columbus. They're going to be looking to exact some revenge. We know on paper they are paper tigers. They've got everybody and their mother on the payroll. I like Michigan. At the end of the day, I think Michigan wins that game, which means I like Michigan to win all their games. I'm sure I am alone on this panel in that thinking, but give me Michigan 12-0, repeat Big Ten champions, back into the college football playoff, first round bye, beating whoever they meet in that semifinal, quarterfinal game, back into the semifinal, repeat national champions. Go blue.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, now if they do lose that Texas game, now if it's like a close loss, right? Would you would still feel confident for the rest of the season, right?
Yeah, I feel good.
But if they lose double digits plus at home to Texas,
right,
like what Texas did to Bama,
I feel bad.
Does that scare you? Make you think it's
not? Well, it would have to. I think it all depends on. Here's the crux of the situation. If I'm being honest, it depends on whoever we put out there at quarterback, which I think is going to be Alex Orji. It depends on what he looks like versus Texas. That's it on whether or not we can make the CFP again, whether or not we can challenge for the Big Ten championship this year again. If Alex Orji is who they say he is in practice, then I don't think we have a problem.
Now my question,
you only have 4 road games. I call BS on that.
My only question for you, Phil, is there any worry that maybe this quarterback competition goes into the first 3 or 4 games of the season, and say that Texas game comes about and we kind of see what Alabama had last year when that Texas game came about, and people started being like, well, Milroe may not be the guy. And then Alabama starts messing with the team chemistry and all that stuff. Is there any worry that if Alex Orji's not ready, that you could have an issue with that? Yeah.
If there's any question, by the way, I'm talking week 1, any question about who the quarterback is going to be. If we're doing one of those situations where Jim had Cade and JJ start games 1 and 2, right? Then I don't feel good. This isn't the same situation. Mm-hmm. I don't feel good about that sort of thing. I think all along Jim wanted to name JJ the starter even then, but to be fair to the guy who, as I give him credit for restoring the program, right, to some degree, Cade McNamara, to be kind of fair, he allowed for that, 1-and-1 situation of them starting. Even though I think he always wanted to name JJ the starter that year, but
yeah.
Antoine, we already talked about Texas during the SEC stream 2 weeks ago.
Texas did lose a lot. They replenished.
Yes,
they got some. They did a good job in the portal, but they did lose a lot. I'm not forgetting that. They lost their best receivers. Their best.
But they did fix the receiver thing by bringing in Isaiah Bond from Bama, but I think the biggest thing, but the difference between Texas and Michigan is the quarterback. If JJ came back, I don't think you'd see as many people talking about, well, Michigan lost this, and that. Mm-hmm. I think if JJ comes back, you're not really talking about that. Then that's why then people aren't saying that, well, Quinn Ewers is coming back, and he's arguably a top 5 quarterback in college football. So, and that's the most important position on the field in college football.
Well, I don't even think it's arguable if he's top 5. I think he is a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
preseason anyway, before we see anything going forward in college football. The problem is he's going to be playing on the road in the biggest stadium in the country in a hostile environment with the best interior defensive line in the country, against the best defensive interior line in the country, against, a shutdown corner. He's not going to have the time, theoretically, to be as devastating as he can be. I just think that's a good game for Michigan. I think it's a good way to shut the country up early. I do think we need, at the very least, consistent quarterback play.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say, I was not always on Michigan last year.
Got you, Kinetic. Appreciate that.
I think you'll go 11-1. One of the losses will be Texas or to the other state. Like I said, obviously Texas. It's good you get Texas early, right? Obviously, it's a non-con. At least you get it early in the season. That way, you do get to see where you guys are. And they also, and since it's early for them too, both teams are still trying to get their footing underneath them. So you can kind of use that as an argument to why one team might stumble or the other.
Right.
I still think obviously you guys are going to be right there, even if you do lose one game. I still think you're almost as close to a shoe-in to the CFP as possible. So I refer to them as the other state. Yeah. Phil's rubbing off on me with saying the other state.
So
I think you're still be at the top there.
Yeah,
I disagree. So I think Michigan takes a pretty decent step back this year. I don't trust the quarterback situation, which I think Michigan won a lot of the games they did the last couple of years because of JJ, because he took care of the ball, rarely put the ball in harm's way, was very accurate, very precise, did what he needed to do on third down. They were the best team in the country on third downs.
He was the best quarterback on third down.
You don't do that. You don't do that with a quarterback that can't function. Alex Orji has yet to prove that he could do that. Every quarterback in that Michigan quarterback room has yet to prove, and I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying as of right now, as of what is today, August 10th, those guys have yet to prove that. But Texas, to me, it has already proven that. Now, then it's not the same team that went into Alabama in week 2 and I'm going to say they smacked the shit out of Bama. And I remember me personally, I was very high. And I remember on this show, I said Alabama was going to beat the brakes off of Texas week 2. I'm not betting against Texas week 2. Because they've already proven they can go in a hostile environment and go beat a team. So I think Michigan, I think their ceiling is 10-2. I think their floor is 8-4. I think they go 9-3. I think 9-3.
Losses.
Yes. Only because you have a first time.
Where are those 4 losses though?
I think they lose to Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State. I think worst case scenario, you see it anywhere. I don't care if it's Michigan, Alabama, even the GOAT, the greatest coach of all time, Nick Saban, lost to a game he wasn't supposed to in his first year to Louisiana Monroe, by the way. Every first-year head coach has that one speed bump that comes out of nowhere. It may not happen. It shouldn't happen. But you got to give Sherrone Moore some leeway. I just think there's a possibility they lose a 4th game. I don't think it should happen. I think Michigan's better than everybody else on their schedule, besides the 3 teams that I mentioned. So I think 9-3, you get in that playoff. If you don't, it's like you go 9-3 and you get blown out in a couple of those games. I don't think Michigan makes it. What do you mean? Bruh, just because I'm not sitting up here beating Michigan. I said you guys were going.
So look,
11-1.
Why do you think we're going to lose to Oregon? Let's get this out the way.
Oregon's the most talented team in the country heading into next year.
Bro,
top to bottom.
Dude,
seriously.
top to bottom, they have
Top to bottom.
maybe at skill positions they are talented.
They have the best
You think
receiver room
you
in
think
the
they're
country.
better?
They have arguably a top 5 running back room in the country. Their defense is improved from the portal. Like last year, I think Oregon was better than Washington. A lot of people would still tell you Oregon.
Say that they lost twice to that team.
Okay,
it would be one thing if they lost once.
I get that, Phil, but even so, after they lost the first game, people still say, I still think Oregon's more talented. I still think Oregon was the more talented team. They didn't get the job done. I don't know, man. I think Dylan Gabriel is going to have a fantastic year, and I just like Oregon. The thing with Oregon is they're going to have
everyone's
I don't
saying
think Michigan's offense. Michigan's offense is not going to be able to keep up with Oregon's offense. Like that's just true.
So wait, do you think Oregon's going to run up and down the field and score points on Michigan?
I think they're going to do it to anybody. I think they're going to do it to Ohio State.
We can't bog it down. It's been 30 minutes. We've only gotten through like 3 teams.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so on the thing, it was put them in that top 4. 9-3.
We will figure out the order later. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Michigan State. Okay. I'm just going to put them right there at 13 through 16.
Didn't even go through little bros.
Don't even need to. What's the little Bro-Dems right? Or what were they? 3-9 last year?
Yeah, same as Indiana.
They're real bad.
Okay, let's
hold on. They play
okay.
FIU.
Put it right.
Win,
loss, win at Boston College, because I'm not big on Boston College. I'm not high on them.
Loss. They
Loss,
could win this game.
loss.
They could.
They're gonna lose that game, bro. They're gonna lose that game.
4 straight losses. Win versus Indiana.
So what's
loss
that?
at Illinois.
That's a loss.
That's 4-8. That's 4-8 right there. 4-8
Purdue
for Michigan State.
And Rutgers are losses. Yep.
4-8.
Yep, there you go.
There you go. So that
which is an improvement, I suppose.
That's a 1-win improvement.
They're getting there.
Right.
Within a decade, they'll be undefeated and in the college football playoff if they.
Now, Phil, even as a Michigan fan, and I'm a Notre Dame fan, we both hate Michigan State, right? But I do think that their program is going to start getting better with the new regime they have in the coaching staff over there. You agree?
Now, when we say get better,
I think they're not going to be like. I don't think right away they're going to be like the Michigan State under Dan. I can't remember it. What is it? What is his name? I can't remember his name.
D'Antoni or
D'Antoni. Yeah. I don't think they'll be back to that for a while, but I think we'll see Michigan State at least be like a 7-5, 8-4 team.
Okay.
They're not going to be dog. No, not this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. One day, poor little Bro-Dem will win 8 games.
We'll win 8 games. All right, who is next? Minnesota.
They're wishing they had Kenneth Walker back again, just to punt it, just to haunt your
right.
Was it Minnesota?
Okay. Who's next? Minnesota.
Row the boat.
Minnesota. Unfortunately, we don't have Josh here to do his Minnesota accent.
Row the boat there, bud. Row it.
Okay. North Carolina. Who's their quarterback? Do they still have the same quarterback?
No, they lost. Kaliak Manis transferred to Rutgers.
Yep.
I don't know who they have at quarterback. So,
or he still might not be the starter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me look that up.
It's not important. It's not important. It's not swing. Where I think they lose to North Carolina. They win. They could beat Iowa. That's a loss. Loss.
Damn it. You think they're going to lose to UCLA or they got to go to UCLA?
Yeah. I think they lost. Bro, they might be. I'm saying 2-10 for Minnesota. I don't think they're going to be good at all.
2-10. Wow.
4-8. 4-8.
What was their record? What were they last year? What were they
5-7. 5-7.
Oh, I like
okay,
Minnesota
so it's
a little
not
more this year. I don't
So
think
where
that
you-
that's
where you,
necessarily a guaranteed loss for North Carolina to travel to Minnesota and win that game week 1. I think they can win that game. I think they can start the season 3-0.
Mac Brown is. I think North Carolina under Mac Brown has been the single most overrated team in all of college
Oh,
football.
hell
since
yeah.
he's been there.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I hate it.
I think they can beat USC at home. Now, do I think they will this year? No. I think they will beat UCLA. They get Maryland at home. I like them to be 5-7 again.
Okay. I think they'll be middle of the road. I think that sounds about right. 5-7, 4-8.
So that put them
So do
in
we want
Illinois,
them?
Michigan State tier.
Yeah, I guess so.
So have them there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Nebraska.
I think Nebraska is going to be the
dude.
one that's heavily improved.
Dudes look at. Have you seen how he looks exactly like Patrick Mahomes?
Bro, he wants to
Raiola?
be Patrick Mahomes so bad. Like
He said he's simulated him the entire way.
it's actually
so
kind of
cringe.
sick. It's
He looks
Sick
more
in a
like
good
Patrick
way or
Mahomes than
sick
Patrick
in a
Mahomes.
disgusting way?
now you know what he looks more like, Phil? He looks more like Jackson Mahomes.
No, he doesn't. No.
Oh man.
I like
Okay.
Nebraska to beat
UTEP.
the other state at the other state in October.
Okay.
Ooh. I don't know about that.
We won't be able to watch that Colorado game because that's going to be during the Oregon game. Or no, we might be able to watch that a little.
I don't really. I'm not fucking. I
Is
don't
that
care
Oregon
to watch-
game a night game?
Yeah, it's a night game.
So no, it's a night game at Oregon. So we should be able to watch
that's
part of
pretty
that
sweet.
Nebraska Colorado.
Yeah,
game
what
at
is it?
our-
Yeah, so it'll be
That's pretty
9:30 Central Time, 10:30 Eastern when we're watching Oregon play Boise State. So that's going to be
Pretty
fun.
sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just don't know what to think with Nebraska. I mean, they feel like the Chicago Bears of college football. Like I have no idea if they're actually going to be good or not.
Spencer Rattler looks like the actor they got to play Mahomes.
UTEP, that's a win. Colorado, I think they beat Colorado. Northern Iowa's a win. Illinois is a win. At Purdue is a win. I think they start 6-0. Actually, 7-0.
You think they're gonna beat Colorado?
Yes, they're going to beat
He
Colorado.
thinks they beat Rutgers too.
I think that. Yeah, I think they.
Whoa, sir!
No, because
Let's
I'm
pump the
buying.
brakes.
I don't. Okay, Phil. I'll be honest. Last year, I don't know. I can't remember if you did the Break 10 breakdown. I think you did.
Right.
Go back, watch that stream. Lucas was in here gassing Nebraska up. I think Josh was too.
Mhm.
And me and Connor were the only ones that said, I don't buy Nebraska. They sucked last year.
And we were both right.
We were both right. This is the one time where I actually
guessing
kind of
Nebraska.
buy into the Nebraska hype because I think Dylan Raiola is the real deal. I don't think any of these other teams that they play through the first 7 games have a Dylan Raiola at quarterback besides Colorado. And the issue with Colorado is their defense is still hot garbage. So that's where I think Nebraska wins because Nebraska has an elite defense. The issue the last year was their offense couldn't fucking win again, couldn't go out there and score more than 3 points. I like Nebraska to start 7-0. Then they lose to Ohio State, beat UCLA, I think they beat USC, and then I think they lose to Wisconsin, and then I think they beat Iowa. So 10-2 for Nebraska, in my opinion. I'm very high on Nebraska. They were 5-7. 5-7 last year.
Anybody else hearing this? Okay, so the Colorado game, I do think they have a chance to win. I'm gonna say that.
No.
I don't
Good,
think
Brian,
they're beating
can you take it
Rutgers.
Can you
What?
take it to the
Yeah, I
to the
can.
top?
Yeah,
of
I
the
can.
schedule?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna beat Rutgers. They're gonna lose at the other state, unfortunately. At USC, I don't like their chances. And then at Iowa to end the season, I don't like it. I think they're 7-5.
I was thinking that too. UCLA.
I don't get where you.
I think Ryan, take it back to the top again.
Yeah.
Let me go through this. Okay, win. Maybe a win at Purdue. Loss. Win. Loss. Win. I think 7, maybe 8 wins. I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to take a slight step forward, but I don't think they're going to be where you think they're going to be. I think
that's real.
You're close.
You think they beat Iowa at the end of the season, Ryan?
Close to being off the reservation, Ryan. Let's put it that way.
No, dude, I'm seriously buying into the Nebraska hype. I don't like Iowa. The thing is that they have a defense. The thing with Nebraska is they've been Iowa the last couple of years, but even worse,
they haven't.
They have been.
Right.
They had an elite defense. Their offense completely stunk, or not offense. Elite. They had an elite defense. Like
now,
their defense was great last year.
Does that put them above Maryland right there, or would you put them at 5?
I think Nebraska. I think Nebraska's up there. I think they're in the top 8 of the conference. That's where I'd put them. Let me look at what Lucas had, because Lucas has
We have to keep. Yeah, we can't.
Lucas has them 7-5. So yeah, I guess the 9 and 12.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they're about 7-5, bro.
Okay, Northwestern.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Nebraska's.
All right.
Okay. Miami, Ohio, Duke.
Call us that team out west.
Their schedule is actually kind of.
That schedule is ridiculous. Okay. Wow, that schedule is kind of really easy up until Michigan, Ohio State's playing them back to back.
I think they beat my
last year.
So they went 8. They went 8-5. They beat Utah in the bowl game.
Wow, they went 8-5. Honestly,
yeah. After with an interim head coach,
and then he won the conference coach of the year. I remember that. Yeah. Everyone thought they were going to be terrible, and then they were
picked to finish last in the conference last year.
Yeah.
Their over under win total last year was 2. They won 8.
Honestly, Washington and Iowa are their hardest games in that first 8 games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's maybe 7, at least
Purdue
5, 6 wins.
Yeah.
At Purdue could be tricky. I didn't see Purdue. That at Iowa, at Purdue versus Ohio State, at Michigan. That's a really difficult 4-game stretch, though.
Lucas has them going 5-7. That's crazy.
I have them 7-5.
I do think they step back from. They take a step back from 8-4.
I think they go 8-4.
I think they're 6-6.
So I guess they're in that same tier with Maryland.
Would you put them above or below Maryland?
Above Maryland. I think they're better than Maryland.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
The other state, Ohio State. Here we go.
I don't think they win a game until.
No. The only game they win is versus Michigan.
Yo.
By the way, did you guys see that thing a couple months ago? The Akron, they've been so bad at football that they're thinking about moving down to the FCS level.
They should.
They probably should, honestly.
They should. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Look at this week's schedule. This non-conference schedule is a joke.
Oh, Phil.
This is what they would say to us.
March is going to be challenging for about a quarter. You know how
this
that
is
goes.
This is what they would say to us.
Phil, if anyone's going to talk about non-con schedules, come on.
They have Texas at least. That props it up.
Bro, right. We got Fresno State.
Okay, but this year they do. But Ohio State had to play Notre Dame last year. You guys,
I'll be straight honest.
How daunting a task.
I know what everyone's been saying in the comments. I've been reading about what they say about Oregon. I think the fact that Oregon gets Ohio State at Oregon I think that's a loss for Ohio State. I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
I think that's a loss.
I
Possibly.
think they're going to lose to Iowa.
Okay.
You think
Phil.
they're going to lose at home to Iowa?
Nah,
You know the magic only works when they're on the road at these teams, right?
That's terrible.
Ryan, scroll down.
Yep.
So Oregon, Nebraska. Are you not scrolling?
I am scrolling. It's your thing's loud.
Oh,
they're at Penn State. What do you guys think about that?
They're going to beat Penn State.
I think they're going to beat Penn State. Penn State just can't get over the hump against
Phil.
against
Penn
James
State's Penn State's beat Ohio State once in like the last 15 years. Like that is. Come on.
Ohio State fans are just happy they're not playing Purdue at Purdue, and it's a night game.
And the question is, like, are they going to? Is Penn State going to get to make this the actual whiteout? Or are they going to pull a Michigan where they're going to make it a big noon kickoff?
Oh, that was so upsetting. And I think they will. Depending on what else is happening on November 2nd, that might be a noon.
Oh, that's Phil. That's the week Notre Dame plays Florida State. So
But is that a Fox game?
That's no, but I'm saying that's a night game. Like I'm saying, there are going to be other games, and I think there's another big game that week. Isn't it? I think Georgia plays Alabama.
Are you at Florida State or is that
no?
Florida State
No, I'm saying there are other big games that week. It's Notre Dame, Florida State. I think Georgia plays Alabama that week. There's a lot of competition that weekend. So
for the night game.
Yeah,
I know everyone's high on Ohio State. I think, and I know what Antoine's been saying.
Mays out versus Texas. Yeah.
Mays out versus Texas. Antoine's also pissed that we have Northwestern above Maryland. We might switch that. Antoine's with me on September Maryland. He's with me on them. I think obviously ceilings.
He said they should have a relegation system. I'm with it, bro.
Yeah, no, I think so too. The ceiling's undefeated, just like Michigan's is, in my opinion. I'm not touching whatever Ryan's smoking with. Ceiling of 10-2 for Michigan.
Ooh. What? What do you mean? Connor, get off your knees.
I think the most likely loss is at Oregon for them. I think they'll go 11-1. I think unfortunately, because it's at home, I'm taking Ohio State to beat Michigan though.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be Michigan's only loss for me.
Oh my God.
That's Michigan's only loss.
This is where I need Lucas, because Lucas would not put up with
what does Lucas have them? Where does Lucas have them for Ohio State?
Oh yeah. Let me pull that up. Lucas has Michigan going 10-2, losses to Oregon and Texas.
What about Ohio State?
Ohio State
has Ohio State. Ohio State. He has 11-1, only lost to Oregon.
How is that possible? How is it possible that Michigan only loses to Texas and Oregon, and that the other state only loses to Oregon? And
well, because he's an Oregon fan, and he has them at number one.
He has them going 12-0. Phil,
he has Oregon going 12-0.
Yes,
of course.
Hey yo, all right.
I know. I'm sorry. It's gotten better. My roommate is looking at getting better Wi-Fi, so hopefully I'll be good eventually.
That math ain't mathing.
That math ain't mathing.
That math is not mathing at all, bro.
Here you go. This is what I'm gonna do.
Just put them in the top tier, Connor. We've spent
using the Notre Dame math.
You need to chill out.
Yo. Yeah, they're top 4.
Yeah, top 4.
Okay.
All right.
Behind Michigan, where they should be.
Oregon's going 12-0 according to Lucas, so you might as well just.
That's a ridiculous statement.
Let's pick it. What's Oregon's schedule? Let's see.
I got
This
it. Hold
schedule
on.
is pretty trash. I'll be real with you.
It is.
Idaho, Boise State.
So Boise State, they're gonna lose that game. We're gonna
Hey,
the game.
Oregon. Hey, Oregon is.
Hey, if
by
they
the
lose
way,
that game, we might not be able to get out of there because I'm definitely wearing Michigan stuff.
oh, by the way,
for
really
that
quick.
game.
No.
Hold on, Connor.
Phil,
Connor.
if they lose that game, it's gonna prove that we are, as a collective, this group
A
is
curse?
bad luck.
Yes.
The home team will always lose every game that we go to.
Well, funny enough, fun fact: Oregon is 0-2 against Boise State.
+1 equals 10.
They have never. Oregon has never seen a win against Boise State. That's crazy.
Now
They
does
have never
Oregon have a
beaten
fighting
Boise
chance?
State.
They've never
Do they
beat.
have a
They're
puncher's
0-2.
So they don't have a puncher's chance.
No, they're gonna lose to Boise State, and then when we go to Kentucky next year
Wait a minute.
for Josh's game.
The joke is going way over your head, Ryan. What the hell?
Well, I'm not paying attention right now. What's going on? What?
I said so Oregon doesn't have a puncher's chance.
Oh, because LeGarrette Blunt. Yeah,
Yes. God damn it.
I wasn't paying attention to what you were really saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, their hardest game is at
That's
Michigan.
a fair question.
When's the last time won the Pac-12? Honestly, that is a good question. I don't exactly know. At Michigan, go down, and then they finished versus Washington.
Yeah, Oregon's they're going 11-1, or not 11-1. I don't think they lose to Michigan.
Hey, whoever made the schedule put the kid gloves on for Oregon. What is this?
Well, you know what would be hilarious is if Oregon somehow lost to Oregon State.
Oh, that would be.
I'm not gonna lie. I could see Oregon going 12-0 with the schedule. I didn't realize their schedule.
Unfortunately, I can too, but I think
like,
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna say any.
Well,
team
we
in the
know they
Big Ten.
can't beat Washington.
No, they're gonna. No, that's their only loss. They're gonna beat Michigan and they're gonna lose to Washington.
Oh no.
Okay. Now, I'm putting them in the top 4. I just don't think.
Yeah, they're
I just
top
don't
4.
think any team is going to go undefeated in the Big Ten. That's just me. More than likely it could happen, but I'm holding off on saying.
Well, I told you it's Michigan is. So
that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, I think they go 12-0. You put them in that top tier.
So I think they go 12-0.
They're going 12-0.
You think they're going to go 12-0?
Yes. I didn't realize their schedule. I thought they played Penn State at least.
Listen to me. They have to come to Michigan in November.
Okay.
You don't think that's an issue?
No, they went on the road and beat a CJ Stroud-led Ohio State team without their best player on defense.
Dog, they did that in like August.
Yeah, but they ran down Ohio State's throat. So where is this narrative coming from? But they
also, why are you making it sound like
Michigan
is not going to be just as cold as Oregon is in the middle of November?
Yeah, like it's not the West Coast. This isn't California, Phil. This is the Pacific Northwest where it rains 24/7.
Oh, don't worry.
Are we acting like this is the same kind of weather and cold as off of Lake Michigan in like off?
This is
what are we
why
talking about? I mean, not Lake Michigan.
Now, in Michigan at number one. I'm since I have control of. The
no, you don't have
Michigan
control. This is a democracy. This isn't.
No, this is a fucking dictatorship with me having control of it.
Michigan is not number 1. You need to stop.
Yes, they are.
No.
Defending national champs, defending conference champs, they automatically get.
Oh my God, Connor,
get it.
Your knees are getting carpet burns, bro.
Penn State.
Chill.
Nah, bro, you're good. I think he's good. Yeah, the cold from in Oregon is different than the cold in Michigan off Lake Huron. It's gonna be different.
Oh my God. Okay, who's next?
Let's get Penn State. Let's move this up. We're at an hour and we still have like 7 teams to go.
I mean, those other 7 teams don't matter.
Right. You don't have to keep going into that. You can never mind.
Here we go. All right.
Penn State, they got a favorable schedule too, I think, right?
I think they could lose that West Virginia game.
Honestly, yeah, honestly, we have West Virginia pretty decently high in the Big 12, right?
Yeah, we have them.
I mean,
Well,
like going like
the
8-4,
Big 12,
9-3
I
or
think
something.
the Big 12, at least like from top to bottom, is a more competitive conference, which is why they're at 8. But West Virginia, we said it during that thing that
Yeah.
the top 8 teams in the Big 12 could all win the conference. So, yeah.
I could see Michigan, or not Michigan. Sorry, Phil. I could see Penn State losing that game right off the bat. If they
I
do,
think Penn
then
State
that's
goes
then
9-3.
obviously they're screwed.
Rufus said the other state going 12-0. Block Rufus.
Hey, I'll do you one better, Phil. I'll put him into a timeout.
You're gonna mute him. You muted him? No, you actually banned him.
No.
You
What?
banned him.
Yo.
It says he was banned.
I
Damn,
said
Rufus.
timeout.
Oh my!
With a name like Rufus, though, he had to
Clearly
go.
You misclicked because you actually banned his ass, and now he's
Bro,
gone
I'm
forever.
so sorry.
Yeah,
Can you
bro.
fix that? Oh god damn it, Brian!
Ban the shit out of this Rufus.
Oh my god. Okay. Penn State. Okay. At West Virginia, go down. What's the rest of their schedule? Okay. UCLA.
I got 9-3.
You can't even put someone in timeout right, Matt. Notre Dame. Okay. We gotta stop all this propaganda. Okay, Ohio State. So they don't even play Michigan?
Nah,
Penn
they don't
State?
play us. James Franklin asked for that specifically.
Oh
He
yeah,
said,
I'm
I
sure he
can't-
did.
Can't play the other state and Michigan the same season
I
again.
think
They don't
I
play
kinda
Oregon.
I can see 9-3, maybe 10-2. Ryan,
If
you
they
just
don't-
banned the dude again.
No, bro. No.
You banned Connecticut, bro. Come on, bro.
Are you doing it?
I
through,
actually hit put user in timeout.
Okay, I hope. They
Oh
come
wait,
back.
no, okay, no. He's not banned. So on here on my screen, because I'm the admin, it says he was banned for a short time and their comments were removed. So he's
Okay,
not
good.
banned.
Oh,
He was only in timeout. He's in timeout for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
They'll be able to
Okay.
comment.
I was feeling bad.
I was
thought you were
confused.
really
Why? Because
banned.
I know for a fact I hit put user in timeout. I was gonna try to be funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to be funny and put it because he said Ryan can't even put somebody in
Antoine,
timeout.
Ryan is off
So-
his rock.
He's on a banning spree. You guys better be quiet.
Okay, Penn State. I think they'll go 9-3. I think they're in that 5 to 8 range. I'm not sure if they're a top 4 team. But that's just me.
All right. Let me say this. I think if Penn State doesn't go at the very least 10-2, that James Franklin should lose
he's
his
fired.
job.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not even
Oh, yeah.
somebody that's like big on like a dude should lose his job, because I do think James Franklin has done some positive things in Happy Valley. That said, you can't keep losing to the other state. You can't keep losing to Michigan. And if he doesn't
They
make
have
the
to
Big
stay-
Ten
they just haven't been able to
championship
take that
game,
step. Have they ever beaten Ohio State? I know they beat Ohio State once with that block kick.
yeah,
Have
they've beaten Michigan too. They beat Michigan in the COVID season.
Okay.
They beat Michigan
But
one
that's-
year with Saquon. So
Okay, well,
Yeah.
COVID season, I'm throwing that out, but yeah, it just feels like Penn State hasn't been able to take that true next step. You know what I mean? Like it really was that tier. If it was Ohio State, Michigan, and then Penn State was clearly a tier below them, and it's felt like that
Right.
for a while. And now with even though we're not sure how to feel about Oregon, I think Oregon's in that tier with Ohio State, Michigan, and
well,
Penn State's clearly below them.
put
I think.
Antoine's comment up real quick. The James
Franklin and Dan. That's not fair.
So here's the thing: if you follow me and my channel, then you know I've been calling Dan Lanning diet James Franklin. He loses all his most important games. But I digress. And maybe Dan Lanning can have a decent season.
I
Okay.
disagree. I don't think it's fair just because Dan's last year was his second year.
Yeah, I mean, it starts somewhere. It started with James somewhere.
James Franklin's been doing it the last like 7.
Yeah.
So
I put Penn State there at 5 through 8.
yeah.
I don't think they're a top 4 team. But
They're a top 4 team. Who else are you going to put up there?
Rutgers. I'm not joking.
Honestly, we'll see. But
dude.
We'll
okay,
see.
if based because we got people mad at us for the SEC one.
Yeah.
So but I had to explain to them that Florida was second to last because of how hard their schedule was, not because we think they're the
Jack,
worst team in the SEC.
We don't actually think they're that bad. We just think their
who you talking about,
so
Jack?
different. Who's he talking about?
Okay, hold on. All right, so here's Rutgers' schedule. Great. Crazy
Okay,
how Indy about the loss.
Deuce Knight.
They literally just
Knight?
no. These Michigan fans don't keep up on it. They're trying to be trolls when they don't ever get elite quarterbacks to come to Michigan.
Whoa, sir.
Whoa.
We just had an elite quarterback drafted.
Oh, really? The only reason he went to Michigan is we told him, nah, we'd rather have Tyler Buckner.
Okay.
I mean, either way, he's an elite quarterback.
We're skipping Purdue. We're going to Rutgers. Okay. Howard, win. Akron, win. VT, loss.
Which they could lose that game. I'm not even laughing at that. I'm just laughing at the emotion in that. But sure, they could lose that game.
I'm just angry that we lost that game last year because our run defense was
okay. They're not okay.
so
Rutgers
bad.
is losing to Virginia Tech, Connor. They're not beating Virginia Tech on the road at VT. It's not happening.
Hold on. Time out. I'm like Virginia Tech this year as much as anybody else. However, we can't act like going to Virginia Tech and winning a game is absurd.
And honestly, I will join with Phil. It's VT's not as intimidating of a home advantage as it used to be. It feels.
Connor, you're making me sick, bro. You and Phil agreeing on everything. I need Lucas.
We're not agreeing on everything.
I need Lucas. This is fucking bullshit.
Now, I think VT wins 7 out of 10 times. But
okay.
I like Virginia Tech this year.
Drones is better than Gavin Wimsatt. Let's be real.
That is true. Wimsatt cannot hit the broadside of a barn with pass last year. But what scares me is, and this is my big thing with VT, is that the run defense doesn't improve as much. Like the run
Connor,
defense was terrible last
we
year.
still got to remember. We got to remember.
The only
okay,
place Virginia Tech will go crazy.
This is Connor. This is still Rutgers. Like, think about it. This is
read
still
the comment before that.
VT, I know.
I don't think Lucas can count to 11 if you're counting on him.
I have college football 25, and I honestly have only played as VT for about a half. I have barely played as VT in that game.
Dude, Lucas, if Lucas was here, he'd be not taking this disrespect.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay, so 2-1. They'll beat Washington. Could lose to Nebraska. Might beat Wisconsin. I go down to UCLA. UCLA, that's a win. Ryan, scroll down.
Yep.
At USC.
Loss.
Oh my God, they don't play Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, or Michigan.
But it is still Rutgers. Let's not act like this is.
Bro, you got
it is
Rutgers.
This is
honestly,
less than 3-star University of Piscataway. Like, come on.
Their own
fans don't give a crap about their own team.
Maybe 8-4. I got maybe 8-4.
I got Rutgers 10-2 going to the Big Ten championship.
Oh my God.
Yes, I love it. Oh man, I love it.
So I have Rutgers. They're going to lose. They're losing to Virginia Tech. They're losing to Washington. Losing to Nebraska. Losing to Wisconsin. They might. I'll give them against UCLA. They're losing to USC. They're going like 5-7 or 6-6. Come on,
Yo, here's the thing, bro. You're giving these other teams like USC.
they're more talented. Phil, they are more talented. Come
Phil,
on.
is it okay for me to do this, or would you really want Rutgers as a top 4?
No. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do you? I mean, I trust Rutgers. This might sound crazy, but I trust Rutgers offense more than I trust Iowa to do anything.
That's not saying much. That's not saying
that is
much.
true.
You think Rutgers it would lose to Wisconsin this year,
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
All right.
Wisconsin has better players.
No, their quarterback's gonna be Gavin Wimsatt.
Okay. It's an open quarterback competition between Gavin Wimsatt and Kaliak Menace. So, and neither one of those guys are very good.
Yeah, but they have probably arguably like a top 3 or 4 running back in the conference with what's his name? Kyle.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his last name. Starts with an M. He terrorized Virginia
But
Tech.
we're acting like Rutgers' defense is Iowa and Michigan. Like,
well, it's pretty good.
but there's a big drop off there. Really big drop off.
It's better than Wisconsin's.
Did Wimsatt transfer to Kentucky? No,
he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No,
Okay.
he's still there. All right,
Okay.
Purdue.
Well, I have
Purdue.
him there. I have him there. I never thought we would have Rutgers that high in these rankings.
Bro, people are gonna
Like the live
Dude.
if you haven't already.
People, Connor,
Share
I
the
hope you
live.
know you are going to single-handedly
Subscribe
ruin
to
this
the channel.
podcast's credibility on Twitter. People are
Why?
going to say, "Why the hell is Rutgers?"
You're the one
ahead
who's
of my
ruining
team?"
our credibility with your crazy ass.
Hey, me and
takes.
Luke has been right. Besides the Tennessee bullshit
You
last
thought
year,
Tennessee.
Okay,
thought Tennessee was going to go undefeated last year.
You haven't been right a lot, Ryan. Who'd you
I
have
said-
in the
I
Big
feel
Ten
like-
championship game last year?
I had
Neither
Michigan.
one of the teams that made it.
Yes,
I
I
had
did.
both of them.
I
No,
had
you didn't.
Michigan. Yes, I did. Go back and watch your live. I said
Okay, all
Michigan
right.
was going 11-1.
Who were they losing to?
I had you guys losing to Ohio
This
State,
is
and I was
Purdue.
wrong.
Why would you
Okay,
do that?
Indiana State. They're beating Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Purdue is.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm about to bop your head from the podcast.
Yo.
They play at Purdue. He just muted himself. What the heck just happened? Oh my God. Ryan's use of technology this stream has been absolutely terrible, and it is glorious to see. Okay. Notre Dame, that's probably a loss. At Oregon State, could be a win, could be a loss. Nebraska, loss. At Wisconsin, loss. I'm not sure where you sit on Purdue.
Yeah, I think
Do they
they
still have Card?
do they
Or is Card? No, Card.
Oh, I think so. I think they're 6 and
Yes, you are
16.
Kinetic. Okay, 6 and 6.
6 and 6. Does that mean
Notre
you're
Dame lost their left
Yo, you're
tackle?
muted, Ryan. You're muted.
Okay, it was a joke, Kinetic. You said I couldn't properly put someone in timeout, so I figured I'd try to be funny and put you in timeout.
And
And
put
you
himself in
still
timeout.
Drop the ball.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Lucas is saying Notre Dame lost their left tackle for the year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, they did. They're gonna be trash.
And guess what? We have a 5-star taking over for him. So,
Ooh.
Kirby
Ooh.
Lambert is going to take over for him. So it's okay. Phil, let's be honest here. Notre Dame is offensive line university. We pump out offensive linemen like Ohio State pumps out receivers. So, like, name me the last time Notre Dame had a terrible offensive line.
I'm not saying you guys have terrible offensive line,
Like, we're not going to be terrible all of a sudden because we lost our left tackle.
but you think you're gonna be the same.
Okay. I put Purdue there.
12 and
I
0
think they're
Michigan.
behind
Shut up.
Maryland. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna put Maryland above Northwestern to appease Antoine.
Anything goes says it's not gonna be Lambert.
Well, I think Lambert takes over the job. Right now, it looks like Tosh Baker, who's been he's a fifth-year senior.
Can we
Who's
stop
gonna
talking
start?
about Notre Dame?
That's why.
Of course, that was
Phil.
awesome
So
football,
Phil
but-
said a question, so I was answering it.
Whatever.
Okay. UCLA.
Cheeks.
Let me pull up. What'd you guys have Purdue at? Bottom tier status?
Yeah. No, they're 9 to 12.
Okay. All right. Who
Nine
are
to
we
12.
doing?
Yeah, I put him
UCLA?
there.
By the way, don't they
I
have
just
the
realized- I
Kansas
just
City? They have the Chiefs OC, right? At UCLA?
They do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right. So Hawaii.
I just realized the way this is looking. Do we move Michigan? Is Indiana the worst team, and we move Michigan down to 17 to 8? Michigan State, sorry, to 17.
Yeah, move
18?
Michigan down there.
Did you just say you moved Michigan down to 17 to 18? Shout out
okay.
Dom. Dom is back. What's up, man?
Loss. I think UCLA goes like 5-7.
And Antoine's right. Michigan is now offensive line you.
No, they're not.
I mean, all right.
Joe Walt just went ahead of any of your guys from last year's offensive line.
Yeah, that's
Come
great.
on.
But we put more of them in there.
Oh, come on. The best offensive line in the NFL is from Notre Dame. We've put more first-round NFL draft picks at auto offensive line than Michigan has.
You don't win any Joe Moore awards.
We literally won it.
Oh,
We
God.
won them in 2018 and 2020. Oh, God.
Hey,
Phil,
I told
Here comes
y'all.
Lucas.
I told y'all not to let Phil put Michigan above Oregon. We talked about this.
Lucas. Hey, this is Connor's been on his knees this entire podcast.
That
for
is not
Michigan.
the truth.
Yeah, that is. The
Don't let
truth.
him say that.
That is the truth. He said
No.
Michigan could go 12-0, Lucas.
First of all, if
Uh,
Connor's been on his knees for Michigan, then Ryan's been glazing the ball sack of Dan Lanning. Tongue
Hey,
out.
that's a good ball. That's a good ball sack to the waist.
That's ridiculous.
What's
That's
up?
a ridiculous statement.
This podcast got out of pocket real fast.
Right. And
Okay, Lucas, do you have any issues with our top other than the Michigan,
Jesus.
Michigan, Oregon?
Purdue should be lower, by the way.
I
They
think
should-
Rutgers over Iowa is kind of whack. I don't agree with that one. I also think Nebraska needs to be in that 5 through 8.
That's what I said.
Um,
That's what I said.
I do not
Fine.
think Michigan is the best team in the Big Ten. I think they're number 3.
what?
They don't have a better team than Oregon or Ohio State. I'm sorry.
God,
They might
man.
beat one of the two. They very well might be one of the two, but they're not better roster-wise better than either one of those teams.
Yeah, and also Connor, please move Purdue. Like Purdue is not better than the 4 teams at the bottom. Like
What?
I
Purdue's
mean,
not
I
better
could see
than these-
Purdue being better than Minnesota, Illinois.
no, I said Purdue's not better than UCLA, USC, Washington, or Wisconsin.
I could see them being better than UCLA and
Well,
Washington is a weird one for
Well,
me,
I mean,
man,
there's
'cause
one more team's going to be here. 2 more teams going to be here.
Dom,
1 more team's going to be in this group.
Good night,
So,
sir.
Let's just pull up UCLA's and do this really quick. So they get LSU. That's a loss.
Let's do UCLA.
Loss. So they're 2-2. Loss.
Who we
2-3
looking at?
Oh, God.
to UCLA.
At LSU, Oregon, at Penn State. That's three.
Bro,
Honestly, that's
this
three
is a
straight
trash
losses
team.
we
This team is
play right
cheap. 17 to 18.
Put them. They're gonna go like 5 and 7 or 4.
You're gonna have.
Put
I could
UCLA.
see them.
Go ahead, Lucas.
I don't know what I set mine as in the thing, but I think I like 4 and 8 for UCLA.
You said 5 and 7.
Yeah,
Yeah, that seems about right.
fair.
All right. You got what? USC next.
Okay, we have them. First, Minnesota or Illinois, or are they below those?
We'll
teams?
do that. We'll do that later, Connor. We'll do that later. All right. USC
Sorry,
schedule. They play LSU week 1.
Low.
Is that a win?
That's the tell. That's the tell game right there. Because if they
They're
come out
getting the
there,
doors
you
blown
know,
off.
They come out there like they're dogs, like they did against Alabama, and get beat by 50. I mean, that could completely change their season. But if they come out and can't even win the damn pack. Right. We didn't steal any signs. That's correct. Couldn't win that
Hey,
Natty.
yo.
Couldn't beat
Damn.
Washington.
Whoa.
Whoa,
I
hey,
understand.
yo.
Allegedly.
Oh, ouch.
I understand.
Ouch.
We weren't in
Right at Lucas's
Michael
mustache.
Penix's
Ouch.
pocketbook.
Damn.
Hey, Lucas does look like he should be on Reno 911 with this mustache.
Dude.
Bro, do I have a
beautiful.
Canadian accent?
Yo, everybody's internet is trash.
No, that's when you were trying to
With
do
that
the Minnesota
wannabe
accent.
mustache.
Oh,
Come on, don't be
okay.
disrespectful, son.
There, bud.
I just read that. It's not a wannabe mustache. This is a stash. Thank you very much.
This is a stash. Oh, man. All right. What do we think about
Must be a
USC?
Michigan fan, huh?
Yeah, these are all Michigan fans. They've been disrespecting Oregon the entire pod.
Well, I know they have to disrespect Oregon because they know they're not better.
Bro, no. Do you think Oregon stands a chance up front?
1,000,000%.
All right.
We have the two best. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. We're gonna have this conversation right now. It's gonna be quick, but we're gonna have this conversation. We got Derek Harmon, who was one of the best in the Big 12 last year. Or no, Houston, were they in the Big 12? I don't know. He was really fucking good. Anyways, Derek Harmon, Jordan Birch off the edge, Mateo off the edge, faster than any of your tackles. Both of those guys. And then you go over to the offensive side. We have the two best tackles, arguably in the country, at left and right. I will say our interior is going to be interesting. So your fucking what's his name? Your defensive tackle. I can't remember his name. Off the top
Mason
of my head
Graham.
right now.
Kenneth Grant.
Mason Graham.
Oh god.
Sean Benny.
Ponch hasn't started a game yet.
All right.
Uh-oh. But I don't think it's I genuinely don't think it's going to matter up front. I think it's going to be the speed on the outside, and I don't think Michigan can keep up.
Okay.
Genuinely.
Okay.
That's what I said.
It's going to be a fun game. We're going to watch that
They
one.
also had you have to understand, you had a much better run game last year. I mean, you're not replacing Corum's. You're not going to replace Corum. Like, no matter what you want, no matter what you think, Donovan Edwards he's not Blake Corum. So there's that. Okay. Your quarterback situation is
murky.
The biggest
it's questionable right now.
It's
the biggest question mark right now. All right.
But I still, regardless of how Orji plays, I don't see him being better than JJ.
Okay. You think he has to be better than JJ to beat you?
Yes.
No way.
100%.
No way.
You guys don't have the players. You don't have the playmakers. You had them last year, and you made that run. Who do you got at wideout?
We got Samaj Morgan. We got Tyler Morris. We got Amorian Walker. We're gonna be good. We got Frederick.
You think any of those guys are better than Jabbar Muhammad?
No.
Cam Alexander, Dante Manning.
This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play.
You talking about a receiver?
Airport.
Oh, he's got work to do.
He's working security.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
You got lucky. Duty calls.
Duty calls. Yeah. Next time.
We're gonna have this conversation.
And your coach. We got to start with your coach, bro. He's Diet James Franklin.
Oh.
Ouch.
Dude, we need to do a live reaction on the channel the week Michigan plays
Marlon Klein. Yep.
We need to have it because I need to see Phil and Lucas run them ones when that game happens.
No, we definitely need to do that. Because that was
Yeah.
the game we were thinking of also doing for Michigan, right? We were actually thinking of going to that game originally, Michigan,
Yeah.
Oregon, at Michigan,
Which
right?
we need to, Phil, if you're down, we need to go to a Michigan game next year. Because
Well,
Josh
yeah,
wants to save Kentucky, and I don't win over. We'll do probably VT after that.
yeah.
But
So we're saving VT for last, right?
Yeah.
when we're probably
VT
going
is
to be
good.
worse.
That's a good atmosphere, bro.
to be honest,
speaking from
actually,
experience,
let's kick Kentucky
if they're
last
especially when they're
because
good.
We
I
should
don't really care.
honestly, when seeing how hyped VT was this year, and this might be our like best chance to have a good team for a while, we probably should have done like the Clemson game this year or something.
Well, let's be real. Kentucky's going to be ass the next couple of years, so we don't need to worry about going to them anytime soon. We'll just and by the way,
Damn,
what
it's 37
atmosphere?
people live right now.
What atmosphere people?
Share the live, like the
What
live.
atmosphere is there at Kroger Field? Just saying. But yeah, let's do this USC really quick. Let's get this shit rolling.
Let's go.
I think they go 6-6. I already went through their schedule with USC fans. 6-6 for USC.
Yeah, I mean 6-6 sounds good. 75, 5-7, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so that would put them in the middle tier.
Why is BT catching strays all of a sudden saying our tickets are free? What the fuck?
All right, put USC in that Maryland, Nebraska, or Northwestern tier.
Okay.
Washington, same tier. We don't need to look at their schedule.
Which tier?
So
The same,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that tier, yeah.
All right.
Well, what Wisconsin's going to be?
now,
Yep, there we go. We're
do we
good.
have
No
Washington at least
way.
above Maryland?
No. So I would put USC that is the best team in that group.
Oh my God.
Or actually, no. Northwestern 1, USC 2, then Washington, and then Maryland.
This has been awesome. Shout out to Seth, man. I appreciate you coming through. DK, Antoine, always.
Yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. I know you guys.
Seth, we do
give us
appreciate
shit,
the
but-
support, man. We do actually appreciate it. Make sure, please like and subscribe to both Maze Man and to our channel as well. We hope to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. We think we might be able to get there. So this will be a lot of fun. Phil, what's your thoughts?
On
the list right now.
yeah. I mean, I'm okay with any of that because I believe after 5 through 8, it really doesn't matter. 5 through 8 really doesn't matter either. I do think Iowa has a chance to be one of those top 4 teams. I think Rutgers has a chance to be one of those top 4 teams.
Yeah, so if it was up to me, I would probably. I'm just be real because we're doing a democracy. Michigan behind Oregon and Ohio State. Come on.
No.
Connor, I swear to God.
Why would Michigan be behind either one of them? Listen, bro, here's the thing. Has Oregon not had good teams for years?
Yeah, but they've had shitty coaching.
No, but wait. But Dan Lanning's been the coach. Has Oregon proven anything?
Yes.
What?
They won a playoff game.
Bro, was that like the first ever playoff?
Yes.
What are we talking
The
about?
same time the last time Ohio State won a natty.
What are we saying right now? The other
Phil.
state has not proven that they
Come
can
on,
beat
man.
Michigan even at
Let's
home.
be honest, Phil. Come
Since
on.
COVID
Oregon and Ohio State have more talent.
Ohio State has had more talent than Michigan since I've been
Yeah,
alive.
but you had a better coach. We can't sit up here and say what I can't remember his first name.
Look, don't
Jerome
be
Moore.
disrespectful.
Jerome Moore is not Jim Harbaugh.
He's not. But you know what he did? He outcoached Ryan
With
Day
the
already.
game plan.
What
With
are
the game
we
plan
talking
already
about?
put into place.
Ryan, we're just gonna leave it at this. Whatever.
Dude, I'm just saying,
Okay.
bro, I am not endorsing this.
Of
I'm
course
gonna
you're
make
not.
the
You're a
graphic.
Notre Dame fan. Why would you endorse
It has
this?
nothing to do with me being a Notre Dame.
It has
fan.
to. It has to because there are other.
Dude,
The only
I'm a Notre Dame fan.
team on the only
Okay.
program on this screen that's proven anything is Michigan.
Ohio State's
Are
one.
you talking about?
Too.
Are you talking about like in the past year, or are you talking about this entire century?
Let's take since COVID. Since COVID, only Michigan has proven anything. Iowa might even have a better argument than Oregon or the other states.
Oh, come on, Phil. You're being biased.
They played in two Big Ten championship games since then. Oregon can't even make their conference's championship game.
Phil, come on. The Big Ten was weaker than dog doo-doo.
And the Pac-12 was some world beater?
The Pac-12 was arguably the best conference.
Last season they were. Yeah, last year they were. They were a good conference. But
put
before
Michigan
that,
in that Pac-12.
Before that.
Okay. Time. We shall find out.
We're just talking ball. Like I'm just saying, like
no, this is a good ball talk.
This is a good debate. Like I'm just saying, like this is not coming from me being a Notre Dame fan. Everybody in the comments will say it was. Phil will say it. I said last year Michigan was going to go 11-1 or 12-0 and win the Big Ten again. Go on Phil's stream. I said that. I didn't have them winning the Natty, but if I remember correctly, I had them playing in the Natty against Tennessee. So we're not going to talk about that,
which is crazy.
But no, I can talk ball. There are times where I'll be like, from a Notre Dame fan, I'll be like, Michigan cheated.
So look, here's the thing. Oregon lost to the eventual Pac-12 champions twice. The eventual Pac-12 champions then went on to beat the Texas team that you think is going to be great. Then Michigan went on to beat the team that Oregon couldn't beat twice. Michigan more than handled in the championship.
So you're using my own tactics against me, Phil.
No. What I'm saying is
properties.
No. It is a transitive property, but only because we are talking about who's proven what. Oregon has proven nothing. They've proven nothing.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Dan Lanning has done nothing impressive yet.
Phil, I'll tell you right now, if Oregon
except for recruit.
If Oregon played Michigan last year, right, Michigan's not blowing out Oregon like they did Washington.
How can you say that?
Because for one, Oregon was more physical on the offense and defensive line than Washington was. Washington was severely undersized on both the D line and the offensive line. The only reason that they won those two games against Oregon wasn't because they were the better team or had more talent. They outcoached Dan
Ryan, can we please stop? I'm getting hungry. I want to go get some food.
Which is a fact.
We're having I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Like,
Connor, you should be able to leave. It's all good.
But all I'm saying is, like, we can't sit up here and say that like Michigan is way better than Ohio State and Oregon. That's just being biased.
That's not something I said.
Like, the people in the comments say I don't know ball. Okay, Justin, when the season comes around and Michigan's 9-3. Keep that same energy, man. I'm just saying. Like, if Michigan goes out there and goes 12-0 and they win the Big Ten championship, I'll be the first to say, hey, I was wrong. But, like, come on. Like, you got to be realistic. This is what happens.
Has Iowa proved more than Ohio State and Oregon over the last 3 years?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. Agree to disagree, Phil. We'll talk about this many times during the season.
How haven't they? One of those teams played in two conference championships
in the Big Ten West.
Okay, guys.
Let's talk about the Michigan cheating scandal for a bit. I'll let Connor talk about it because I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Let's not talk about that because I don't want to talk about that. I'm gonna go.
Oh man,
can we just go?
Connor,
this has been the Week So podcast. Ryan's office rocker.
What do you mean I'm off my rocker? Connor.
For Phil, for Ryan,
I'm upset.
Connor.
No, hold on.
We'll be back.
If you're going to take us out, Connor, at least do it right, bro. Come on. We're literally doing a podcast next week.
What? For Triple M, for Ryan, for Top Left Box, this has been the Week So podcast. We'll see you whenever we'll see you again.
Dude.